The top stories tonight in Y News. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. wants the Philippines to be a production hub in the global electric vehicle industry.
Farmers Group projects that the price of rice will continue to increase until next month.
The Senate Committee on Justice and Human Rights seeks to investigate the escape of inmate Michael Cataroja from the new Bilibid prison.
And United States Senate Republican calls on former President Donald Trump to withdraw from the 2024 presidential race.
Good evening, Philippines and the world. Today is Monday, the 21st of August, 2023. Join us in the next hour as we deliver today's top stories around the Philippines and in other parts of the world. I am William Theo.
We are also seen in 1,935 satellite monitoring centers nationwide and via live streaming worldwide through the UNTV News and Rescue social media channels. I am Harding Delgado.
First in the news. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. wants the Philippines to be a major player in the global electric vehicle or EV industry, citing the country's potential to be a production hub. Nel Maribuhok reports.
The Private Sector Advisory Council or PSAC expressed their optimism in the electric vehicle industry. This after the PSAC met President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. in Malacanang last Thursday. According to PSAC lead for Jobs and Go Negosyo founder Joey Concepcion, they believe the EV industry will produce opportunities and eventually will contribute country's economic growth.
We are one of the exporters of nickel, pero ang tingin ko dito that sector of electric vehicles will start to grow. It's growing all over the world. At it will be cheaper to eventually down the road make an electric vehicle, no? And more people in the Philippines will be able to afford these cars, no?
President Marcos Jr. already welcomed the public-private sector collaboration to make the country a major player in the e-vehicle industry. The PSAC JSG has thrown its support to the administration's priority in vehicle manufacturing that includes internal combustion engines and EVs and recommended for the conduct or data-driven case studies for top opportunities in the EV value chain. 7 of 18 common automotive components of a vehicle are being produced in the Philippines, with 1 of 4 internal combustion engine specific components locally made. Nel Maribuhok, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Motorists in Manila Cavite Expressway or Cavitex have experienced the start of toll adjustment today. Bernadette Tinoy will tell us why.
The Toll Regulatory Board or TRB has announced that motorists on the Manila-Cavite Expressway, also known as Cavitex, will experience toll adjustments starting today, August 21. From Seaside to Zapote, Class 1 to 3 vehicles will see a toll increase from 2 pesos to 4 pesos. Meanwhile, motorists from Bacoor to Kawi Toll Plaza will experience a toll increase from 9 pesos to 25 pesos. The TRB stated that this decision comes after they approved the petition from the Philippine Reclamation Authority or PRA and Cavitex Infrastructure Corporation.
Pagkatapos po itong dumaan sa tamang proseso at masusing pag-aaral ng ating pamunuan at pagkatapos po nilang masunod ang lahat ng requirements na kinakailangan na hiningi at kinailangan ng ating tanggapan, ay tinayagan na rin po silang makalikom ng karagdagang pananalapi.
However, motorists have different opinions about the new toll adjustments.
Kahit tumaas man siya, o hindi naman gaanong kataasan, kaya okay lang din.
Medyo mabigat sa bulsa rin kasi sobrang taas ng diesel ngayon. So ngayong kinikita namin, medyo nababawasan na rin konti.
Bernadette Tinoy, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Retailers in Metro Manila markets do not sell regular milled rice anymore. Meanwhile, Farmers Group projects that the price of the commodity will continue to increase until next month. Ray Pelayo will tell us why.
Prices of rice in Mega Q-Mart in Quezon City ranges from 52 to 60 pesos per kilogram. According to retailers, there is an increase of about 150 pesos per 25 kilogram bag this week.
Laki na tinaas ko ng presyo. Alang magagawa. Ganyan ko sa Bukaw sa Intercity.
Sabi nung supplier namin, hindi pa steady yung presyong ito. Baka tumaas pa. Sa susunod na araw pa, tataas pa raw.
Consumers has nothing to do but to buy rice because it is their staple food.
Nabigla nga ako, akala ko yung dati pang presyo. Ngayon tumaas ng 150 kasi 1.3 lang ang bigay nila sa amin ito Ngayon 1.450 na.
The Federation of Free Farmers said that the tight supply is the main reason of the price increase. Aside from it is already within lean months, the arrival of imported rice is still low. The group projects that the rice price would become stable before the end of October when the local harvest reach the market.
Naamoy yan ng negosyante. Siyempre yung iba dyan nagmamaximize ng, hindi lang yung iba, karamihan gusto mong i-maximize yung kita. Hindi ako magugulat kung more than 60 aabot ang retail price ng bigas.
The Department of Agriculture disclosed in a briefing before the House Committee on Agriculture and Food last week that the Philippines is negotiating with the importation of rice in India and Vietnam. They also recommend to provide a green lane to fast-track the process and arrival of imported rice in the country. Ray Pelayo, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Big restaurants in Bulacan are now feeling the impact of the high rice prices. This prompted the restaurant owner to propose temporarily removing unlimited or only rice from their menus.
Malala naman timbang ang unli rice kasi hanggat gusto ng customer ng kanin, bigay ka na ng bigay. So mas maganda talaga magbawasan yung presyo ng bigas. Dapat mag-usap-usap ang mga unli rice, yung nag-unli rice na titigil mo na yung unli rice. Di ba? Pwede. Ang naisip namin, kung hindi magtaas man ang presyo sa mga pagkain, pwede pag-usapan ng mga business owner ng ganito na i-stop mo na yung unli rice.
According to some customers, they find significant savings when dining at places that offer unlimited rice compared to eateries. They are willing to accept smaller rice servings rather than completely losing the option of unlimited rice.
Kasi yun yung pinunta namin dito yung only rice. Bukod sa mura na only rice pa, kung aalisin nila yung only rice, baka sakaling mabawasan yung pagkain-ganyo namin pumunta dito. Tulad ngayon, kakatapos lang namin maglaro ng basketball. Kaya medyo marami kaming makakain ngayon. Mga 3-5 beses, ganun. Depende sa gutom namin.
On the other hand, some local eateries have increased their rice serving prices from 10 pesos to 12 pesos. Some vendors selling lugaw or rice porridge are mixing it with more glutinous rice instead of using pure rice.
Sobrang taas po kasi ng bigas ngayon, pero kahit na sobrang taas, nagtaas din kami. Sumunod din kami sa pagtaas ng bigas. Dating 10 ngayon naging 12. Kami nagbawas, ganun pa rin yung tama.
Nagdadagdag naman po tayo dun sa malagkit muna para maayos yung ating produkto na lugaw para hindi mabawasan yung timpla natin.
In contrast, the lowest price for palay or unmilled rice at rice mills is at 2,400 pesos or 48 pesos per kilogram, while the lowest price at public markets in Bulacan is 2,500 pesos or 50 pesos per kilogram.
Mga sislingan na hindi only rice. Kasi mas nakakabusog po, sulit.
And for the news abroad, the Netherlands and Denmark agreed to provide high-end fighter jets or F-16 to Ukraine as it continues its counter-offensive against Russian forces. Ruth Bahe will give us the details live. Yes, Ruth, good evening.
Yes, Elsie, good evening. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky expressed his gratitude to the Netherlands and Denmark for their historic decision to provide American-made F-16 fighter jets in Ukraine in an effort to counter Russia's invasion. The United States approved the transfer of the fighter jets last Friday, with pilot training set to begin this month, allowing them to deploy the jets in early 2024. During his visit to the Eindhoven Air Base in the Netherlands on Sunday, Zelensky described the decision as absolutely historic, powerful, and inspiring, and he expects a boost in confidence and result for Ukraine and Europe.
16 неодмінно дадуть нову енергію, впевненості, нову мотивацію для і воїнів, і для цивільного населення, і дадуть, я впевнений, новий результат для України і всієї Європи.
The Dutch Air Force has 42 F-16s, and discussions are underway to determine the exact number of fighter jets to be provided to Kyiv. Later on Sunday, Zelensky flew to Denmark's Stridrup Air Base to meet Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen and announced that they will donate 19 F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine, with 6 F-16s to be delivered by the end of the year, 8 next year, and 5 in 2025. More than 70 Ukrainian military officers have arrived in Denmark for training, and Ukraine expects several dozen pilots to be trained. Meanwhile, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov considers the F-16s a nuclear threat due to their capacity to carry atomic weapons. Back to you, Elsie.
Thank you. Ruth Bahe reporting live from Vietnam. Luna 25, Russia's supposedly first lunar mission after almost 5 decades, failed after it crashed onto the moon. Maven Carrizo tells us why.
Russia's first lunar mission in 47 years failed when Luna 25 spacecraft crashed into the moon after the pre-landing orbit preparation last August 20, Saturday Moscow time. The mission had raised hopes and a short landing was planned on Monday. Unfortunately, Luna 25 had lost contact with the state's space corporation Roscosmos at 11:57 GMT Saturday. Roscosmos stated that the apparatus moved into an unpredictable orbit and ceased to exit as a result to a collision with the surface of the moon, and that the special inter-department had been formed already to investigate. According to Anatoly Zak, the creator-publisher of RussianSpaceWeb.com, which tracks Russian space programs, the flight control system was a vulnerable area which has to go through so many fixes. Meanwhile, India's Chandrayaan-3 spacecraft, who's been racing against Russia, is scheduled to land on the moon's south pole this week by August 23rd. Maven Carrizo, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
We'll share more global stories with you later, but for now, back to you, Harleen.
Thank you, Elsie. For those watching our live streaming on YouTube, please click the subscribe button you see on your screen and ring the bell for notification. You may also follow us on Facebook. A Senate panel is set to begin its inquiry on the escape of Bilibid prison inmate Michael Cataroha. Meanwhile, the head of the Bureau of Corrections vows those who have been negligent of their duties will be held accountable. This report will tell us why.
The Senate Committee on Justice and Human Rights will investigate on Tuesday, August 22, the escape of inmate Michael Cataroha from the new Bilibid prison. The hearing will be held inside the Bureau of Corrections or Bucor compound in Muntinlupa City as a continuation of the panel's inquiry on the alleged mass grave at a septic tank inside the National Penitentiary. In a video released by Bucor on Sunday, August 20, Cataroha reenacted how he was able to escape by supposedly hiding under a garbage truck.
Pag umikat siya, hindi ka tatamaan niya.
Sabi niya, tumakas siya, sumabay sa mga bisita, ng dalaw. Marami pong tanong na kailangan niyang i-explain paano siya nakasakay sa garbage truck.
For Senator Ronald Dela Rosa, Cataroha's escape is unacceptable.
Sobrang lapses. Sobra na that's unacceptable. Maximum security compound, malayasan ng isang preso. That's a mortal sin. Mortal sin niya. So dapat heads must roll. Heads must roll para hindi mangyari ito. Nagkakahiya.
The former Bucor chief says the extent of the command responsibility must be looked into to identify whether or not Bucor Director General Gregorio Catapang Jr. should also be held accountable over the incident.
Ang line of reasoning niya is that hindi naman talaga direkta siyang namamahala dyan dahil mayroon mang in the first place may level of the chain of command kung baga ang pinaka-in-charge talaga dyan is yung in-charge dyan sa maximum security compound. Then after that, tataakit sa level yan ng superintendent ng New Bilibid prisons. Then after that, kay Bucor chief na yan. So titingnan natin kung hanggang saan yung abot yung command responsibility.
Catapang, for his part, vows that all those involved will be sanctioned. He notes that up to 8 personnel that were on duty at the time of Cataroha's escape have been relieved from their post while the investigation is ongoing.
Malaking po yan sa parusahan pagka pinabayaan po nila o natakasan sila ng PDL. Titingnan natin kung hanggang saan pwede maging makasuhan yung negligence ng mga gwardiya at that time.
Harleen Delgado, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
The deadline given by the Bureau of Corrections Chief Gregorio Catapang Jr. to inmates for the demolition of kubols or makeshift dwellings in the New Bilibid prison ended today, August 21. However, the prisoners took no action in this regard, so the staff of the New Bilibid prisons will initiate the demolition. Due to the vastness of the NBP, it will take until the end of August before all the kubol structures are destroyed. According to DG Catapang, to resolve this issue, additional funding and prison decongestion are much needed. This is to prevent prisoners from building kubols that in the long run turn out to be their contraband stash. The population of the National Penitentiary is over 30,000, but its capacity is only 12,000.
Kasi voluntary dapat yan pero kami na ngayon nag-i-initiate dahil ninaskugon sila hanggang ngayon nandiyan pa yung mga kubol na nakikita natin na parang personal na mga kwarto, no? Naging kwarto-kwarto nila na hindi naman natin nakikita. So ngayon ginigiba natin yung mga sidings o yung mga tabing na mga kubol nila para gano'n maging transparent.
The Senate is confident to pass the 2024 national budget on time. In a statement, Senate Committee on Finance Chairperson Juan Edgardo Sonny Angara says they will begin to tackle the proposed budget of the judiciary this week, while the proposed budgets for government agencies will be scheduled soon. The lawmaker adds they expect to finish the budget hearings by October and sponsor in the plenary the Budgets Committee report by November. Currently, the budget deliberations are underway at the House of Representatives.
In other news, Taxi Operators Group files a motion for reconsideration to increase flag down rate to 70 pesos as gasoline prices continue to increase. JP Nunez details why.
The Philippine National Taxi Operators Association, or PNTOA, has filed a motion for reconsideration with the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board, or LTFRB. The group is seeking an increase in the flag down rate for taxis due to the continuous rise in gasoline prices. PNTOA's President, Attorney Bong Suntay, laments that the last increase in the flag down rate for taxis was in 2017 when gasoline prices were less than 40 pesos. Attorney Suntay also states that the previously approved 5 peso fare hike for taxis has not been sufficient.
Yung additional na 5 pesos na grinat ng LTFRB, hindi namin kinuha yun o tinanggap. Ang ginawa namin, nag-file kami ng motion for reconsideration, reiterating na ang kailangan ng aming industriya yung karagdagang 30 pesos.
He suggests that the LTFRB should visit taxi garages to assess the true status of the industry.
Para makita nila ang daan-daang sasakyan, daan-daang taxi na hindi na lumalabas sa garahe ng mga operator. Siguro yun ay pagpapatunay na yung mga taxi driver talagang hirap na.
Meanwhile, taxi drivers admit that the price of gasoline is expensive and is affecting their daily income. They believe that the additional 30 pesos to their flag-down rate would be beneficial. However, they also acknowledge that it may lead some passengers to switch to other, cheaper modes of transportation such as motorcycle taxis.
Malaki palagi ang gas eh. Kasi pagka mataas yung gasolina, konti yung kinikita namin. Alas din namin kumikita. Eh, napupunta lang sa sa gasolina na lang yung sa gasolina na lang yung kikitain namin. Kulang pa sa boundary.
Ang problema niyan ito, yung 40 nga, hirap ang pasahero sumakay eh. Yung dadagdag pa 10.70, baka mag-iisip ang pasahero na, teka, plus 30 eh. Medyo mabigat na para sa taong mananakay.
JP Nunez, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Senator Bill Cassidy, a prominent member of the United States Republican Party, has voiced his opinion that former President Donald Trump should step aside from the upcoming 2024 Republican White House race. Senator Cassidy, known for his bipartisan approach and one of the 7 Senate Republicans who voted to convict Trump in his 2021 impeachment trial, stated that a federal case against Trump appears to be strong and is nearly a guaranteed win, as he cautioned that voters are unlikely to elect a president who has been convicted of a crime. Despite mounting legal troubles, including 4 criminal indictments, one relating to the mishandling of classified documents after leaving office, Trump's remained the leading Republican contender for the presidential race, where Trump holds the support of 47% of the Republican vote nationally for this month's poll. Meanwhile, other candidates participating in the upcoming first party primary debate on Wednesday, August 23, have struggled to gain traction, with none managing to rise beyond single-digit support, while Florida Governor Ron DeSantis dropped to 13% from a prior 19% in July. It is anticipated that Trump will not be attending the primary debate. Instead, he is set to participate in an online interview which showcases Trump's strategic adaptation to the evolving political engagement and media interaction in the digital age. Canada will deploy the military to the British Columbia to help combat the growing wildfire disaster. Mavian Dog will tell us why.
Multiple wildfires have threatened the Canadian state, British Columbia, with the western province forcing over 35,000 to evacuate as the blaze intensifies in the state. To help provide resources for evacuation and federal assistance as requested by the state, the military has been deployed, the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, announced. As the wildfire spread, non-essential travel has now been banned by the British Columbia in order to make room for those evacuated and firefighters to have accommodation. The air quality index has decreased drastically as major pollutants from the fires enter the air, now measuring at a hazardous level of higher than 350 AQI. Meanwhile, while the nation endures the worst wildfire season ever, conditions have improved and progress have been seen. However, areas in severe drought near the U.S. border are suffering from major blazes. Mavian Dog, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
And those are the reasons behind the news in other parts of the globe. I am Elsie Marcos, live from Auckland, New Zealand. Good evening.
Different groups, relatives, and close friends gathered together on the 40th death anniversary of the late former Senator Benigno Ninoy Aquino Jr. Yesterday, the supporters led the tying of yellow ribbons at his monument and also conducted a short program on Ayala Avenue in Makati City. Groups such as the Federation of Free Workers and the August Atom Movement came together again in Santo Domingo Church earlier, August 21st, to dedicate a short song. Also attending the gathering were former Senator Francis Kiko Pangilinan and former Vice President Leni Robredo. According to the speaker of the August Atom Movement and Filipino public historian Xiao Chua, Ninoy's death became historic in the Philippines because of the People Power Revolution that broke out in February 1986.
Kahit na ginugunita natin yung kamatayan ni Senator Ninoy Aquino, ang lagi kong pagbati ay Happy Ninoy Day pa din. Bakit? Kasi yung ginawa niyang sakripisyo, 10 ng iba pang mga bayani nung panahon ng martial law, yung pakikibaka nila, yung tiniis nila, no? Lahat ng yan ay nagdulot para tayo ay magkaroon ng isang demokrasyang gumagana sa ngayon.
Meanwhile, Ninoy's eldest daughter, Balsi Aquino Cruz, expressed her gratitude to the people who celebrated the 40th anniversary of her father's heroism.
And to you, our fellow Filipinos who joined us today, when being seen with the Aquinos is not exactly in fashion during this time, thank you for being one with us today in remembering Ninoy Aquino.
The first season of the UNTV Volleyball League officially opened at the Phil Oil Arena in San Juan City yesterday. The teams of the AFP, PNP, and Ombudsman emerged victorious in the opening games. Rina Villamor Camara reports.
After 10 years of basketball action, UNTV Sports is extending its charitable works in the sport of volleyball. This is your UNTV Volleyball League, or UVL, ang liga ng mga public servants. This is another project of our Mr. Public Service, Kuya Daniel Razon, where its goal is not just to give happy hearts to the audiences, but also give happy hearts to the chosen beneficiaries of the 6 government agencies who join us in the first run of UVL.
6 participating teams have joined in the first round of UVL, namely the AFP Lady Gunners, DFA Emissaries, Judiciary Lady Servers, Ombudsman Graft Busters, PNP Lady Patrollers, and the Senate Lady Defenders. The opening ceremony was held at the Phil Oil Arena in San Juan City, where it was filled with supporters, families, and friends of the players who had fun with the surprises, games, and prizes of the program. UVL was graced by UVL Commissioner Ronnie Magsanok and Philippine Sports Commission Chairman Richard Backman, who addressed the players at the games.
Volleyball at charity, kaisa-isang kompetisyon na nakakapaglaro ka na, nakakatulong ka pa. Kaya't salamat muli sa inyong pakikisa sa vision ng aming pong si Kuya Daniel Razon.
I hope that the funds we raise will make a real difference in the lives of those in need, which will ultimately contribute to the larger purpose.
Volleyball has been a long concept of Kuya Daniel Razon, who formally opened the tournament and emphasized on helping others through sports.
Marami pong mukha ang kahirapan. Subalit, marami rin pong paraan ng paggawa ng kabutihan. Isa po dito ay ang paggamit ng palakasan o ang sports para tayo din ay sama-samang makatulong sa mga nangangailangan. Kaya po nang pasimulan ng UNTV ang Basketball League na kung saan dito po ay ating tinutulungan ng iba't ibang mga charitable institutions. Nakita po namin ang puso ng mga manlalaro, ng mga taong ibig na maging kabahagi sa paggawa ng kabutihan sa ating mga kapwa-tao sa pamamagitan ng pamamaraan ng kanilang pakikilahok sa ganitong mga paligsahan. At dito po nabuo ang amin ding pagnanasa na huwag lamang ma-confine sa basketball, kung hindi mas mapalawak pa ito. At narito na po ang kaganapan ng isang pangyayari na yan sa pamamagitan po ng UNTV Volleyball League.
Joining in the program are former UAAP and NCAA superstars Ayel Estranero, who also used to play for the Signal HD Spikers, and Honey Royce Tubino, twice MVP of NCAA and currently with the PLDT high-speed hitters, who doubled the excitement of the fans in the early game. On the first game, AFP Lady Gunners marked down their first win after claiming victory against the Senate Lady Defenders in 3 straight sets with the scores 25-18, 25-18, and 25-14. Marian Joyce Olores was awarded as Best Player of the game, who was helped by veteran names in the sport Joan Bunag and Wendy Semana. The arena was filled with cheers on the second game as both the PNP and Judiciary showcased an excellent game, giving long rallies in the first set, extending the scores to 27-29. PNP had to struggle with coverage errors in the second set that the lady servers took advantage of. But it was the will and aggressiveness of the PNP that made them run away with a victory in the third and fourth set, getting a win in the 4 sets with the scores 27-29, 28-26, 19-25, and 22-25. Hazel Magpantay stood out best in the game. On the final game, the Ombudsman Busters made a name for themselves after their first win against rookie team DFA Emissaries in 4 sets. DFA didn't give this game a walk in the park for the Ombudsman, who fell behind in the third set but immediately recovered on the fourth set, giving the team a sweet victory in the scores 25-18, 25-21, 11-25, and 25-15. Alarni Pesebre was chosen Best Player of the game. Catch more of the UNTV Volleyball League every Thursdays in Paco Arena and Sundays in Marikina Sports Complex. Rina Villamor Camara, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Our Kasangbahay, as the world faces these trying times amid the various challenges and uncertainties, we are inviting everyone to join the global prayer for humanity.
Good day. I'm Brother Eli Soriano of the members of the Church of God International. I want to invite you to join us in a minute of prayer every day to pray for humanity and the whole world as we go through these perilous times. While safety measures like washing of hands and strengthening of our immune systems may help us through this horrible predicament, there is still no precaution or cure more powerful than God's mighty intervention. And we need His intervention now more than ever. It doesn't matter what religion you are in or what denomination you belong. This is an invitation for all the people around the world who cares for the future of their family, friends, loved ones, and humanity as a whole. Everybody is welcome to pray with us. For more details, you can check out the description box below. Thank you very much, and I hope to hear from you soon. May God bless you.
And before we close, we will leave you with a word, giving glory to God. From the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 18, it says, "And be not drunk with wine, wherein in excess, but be filled with the Spirit." And those are the reasons behind the news, August 21, 2023. Reasons we deliver to you as they unfold. I am Harleen Delgado.
And because we need to know, we will always ask why. I am William Theo. We serve the people. We give glory to God.